We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, October 24. The Adventizing of Adventist Education, the Avondale Experiment, Part 2. All your sons shall be taught by the Lord, and great shall be the prosperity of your sons. Isaiah 54:13. As we noted yesterday, Ellen White spent a great deal of her time during the 1890s working closely with the development of the Avondale School in Australia as a pattern, whose principles of the Church could apply to other institutions. In early 1894, she wrote that our minds have been much exercised day and night in regard to our schools. How shall they be conducted, and what shall be the education and training of the youth? Where shall our Australian Bible School be located? I was awakened this morning at 1 o'clock with a heavy burden upon my soul. The subject of education has been presented before me in different times in varied aspects, by many illustrations and with different specification, now upon one point and again upon another. I feel indeed that we have much to learn. We are ignorant in regard to many things related to education. Fundamentals of Education 3:10. Mrs. White was giving serious thought to the proposed Australian facility because she saw the possibility of developing a school outside of the sphere of influence of Battle Creek College. In her keynote testimony regarding it, she set the tone for thinking about a new type of Adventist school. It would be a Bible school that emphasized missionary activities and the spiritual side of life. In addition, it would be practical, teach young people how to work, and have a rural location. After 20 years of trial and error, Ellen White was more convinced than ever regarding the type of education that the church needed. From her growing understanding of her own testimonies during the past 2 decades, she had already explicitly affirmed that the Bible must be the center, and at that Adventist schools should not follow the false teachings of classical education. It had, she wrote, taken much time to understand what changes should be made to establish education on a different order. 6th Testimonies, page 126. But the process of understanding and implementing that understanding would develop rapidly between 1894 and 1899. We have noted again and again during the past few months, God leads His people step by step. He does not give all understanding at one time. God directs us to the next step at the proper time. So it was in the field of education. By the 1890s, Adventism was ready for an educational revolution. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.